The massive alien starship hung silently in the void between Jupiter and Saturn. Its crystalline surfaces reflected the distant sunlight, making it sparkle like a perfectly cut diamond. Inside the observation deck, Admiral Ross stood with his hands clasped behind his back, his tall frame casting a long shadow across the polished floor. Through the advanced sensor arrays of his ship, he watched Earth with a mixture of amusement and pity. The blue planet spun slowly, seemingly unaware of the technological marvel observing it from afar. Small satellites and bits of space debris orbited the planet in chaotic patterns, making Ross shake his head in disappointment. Another primitive rocket launch. "Admiral," reported his second-in-command, Officer Miller. "They're still using chemical propulsion. Can you believe it?" Ross allowed himself a small smile. "How many years have we been watching them now, Miller?" "Nearly 50 Earth years, sir. They haven't progressed much since their moon landings, still stuck in their own solar system." The observation deck's holographic display zoomed in on a rocket lifting off from what their intelligence identified as Cape Canaveral. The burning chemicals pushing the rocket upward seemed almost laughably primitive to their advanced sensors. "Send the weekly report to High Command," Ross ordered, turning away from the display. "Note that the humans continue to show no significant technological advancement. They remain a Level 2 civilization, barely able to achieve basic spaceflight." Miller nodded and began typing on his transparent console. The soft blue glow of the holographic keys reflected off his pale skin as his fingers danced across the interface. "It's almost sad, isn't it?" Ross mused, walking closer to the window. "They show such promise in their art, their music, their literature. Yet they cannot seem to grasp even basic dimensional physics. Their scientists still debate theories that our children learn in elementary school." The ship's AI system interrupted their conversation. "Admiral, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from Earth's Pacific Ocean region." Ross waved his hand dismissively. "Probably another one of their underwater nuclear tests. They're still playing with fission and fusion, aren't they, Miller?" "Yes, sir. Their energy production methods remain quite crude." The energy reading disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. The AI system marked it as an anomaly and filed it away in its vast database of Earth observations. Ross walked to his private quarters, his footsteps echoing through the ship's corridors. The walls shifted colors slightly as he passed, responding to his mood and status as the ship's commander. He sat at his desk and began recording his personal log. Earth observation log, day 18,250. The humans continue to disappoint. When our scouts first discovered them centuries ago, we had such high hopes. Their determination, their creativity, their ability to adapt, all of it suggested they might one day join the galactic community. But they seem stuck, unable to break free from their technological limitations. He paused, looking at a 3D projection of Earth rotating above his desk. High Command grows impatient. They want to initiate first contact soon, to guide these beings toward proper civilization. Some council members suggest we should simply take what we want from their planet. Their resources could be useful, even if their technology isn't. A soft chime indicated an incoming message. The latest sensor data showed humans launching another satellite, this one carrying what they called a space telescope. "Their persistence is admirable." Ross continued his log. "They keep reaching for the stars with their primitive tools, like children building towers with wooden blocks. Perhaps High Command is right. Perhaps it's time we showed ourselves, guided them toward proper development." He ended the log and stood up, walking back to the observation deck. Earth continued its eternal dance around the sun, its people unaware of the advanced civilization watching them from the shadows of their own solar system. Or so he thought. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean's surface, in a facility unknown even to most of Earth's governments, a group of scientists gathered around a monitor. They watched the alien ship's energy signature, carefully hidden from detection by technology far beyond anything the aliens believed humans capable of creating. Dr. James Walker smiled as he watched the data stream across his screen. "They still think we're primitive," he said softly. "Good. Let them keep thinking that. We're almost ready." The facade had held for another day. Humanity's greatest deception continued, as it had for centuries, while beneath the waves, a power beyond the aliens' comprehension neared completion. 3 kilometers beneath the Pacific Ocean's surface, hidden in a massive cavern carved from the Earth's crust, humanity's greatest secret hummed with power. The Infinity facility stretched for miles through the underwater rock, its sleek walls lined with technology that would make even the most advanced alien civilizations pause in disbelief. Dr. James Walker walked through the facility's main corridor, his footsteps echoing against the polished floor. Holographic displays flickered to life as he passed, showing real-time data from the dimensional barriers surrounding their hidden base. Every screen he passed displayed different aspects of their greatest achievement, the vessel that would change humanity's place in the universe. "Status report," he called out as he entered the main control room. The chamber was massive, with a ceiling that stretched up hundreds of feet. In the center, suspended in a cradle of energy fields, hung the humanity's dawn. "All systems are operating at peak efficiency," replied Dr. Thomas, his chief engineer. "The seventh dimensional core is stable. We've successfully masked its energy signature from our alien observers." Walker nodded, his eyes fixed on the ship. Unlike the crude rockets they launched for their watchers to see, this vessel was a masterpiece of human ingenuity. Its surface seemed to shift and flow, existing partially in multiple dimensions at once. "What's the status on the alien vessel?" Walker asked, turning to the surveillance station. "Still sitting between Jupiter and Saturn, sir," answered the operator. "They're completely fooled by our primitive space program show. Their latest report to their high command still lists us as a Level 2 civilization." Walker allowed himself a small smile. The deception had been running for centuries, a carefully orchestrated display of technological stagnation. While aliens watch humans fumble with chemical rockets and basic satellites, the true advancement of human technology had progressed in absolute secrecy. "Sir," called out Dr. Thomas, "we're ready for the final test of the dimensional drive." Walker walked to the main control panel, placing his hand on the biometric scanner. "Begin test sequence. Keep the energy signature contained within our dimensional shields." The humanity's dawn began to glow softly. Its surface rippled like water as the dimensional drive activated. Around the vessel, space itself seemed to bend and twist. "First dimension shift successful," reported Dr. Thomas. "Moving through dimensions 2 through 4. Confirmed. Dimensions 5 and 6 are stable. Initiating 7th dimension interface." The air in the chamber grew heavy with potential energy. What they were attempting had never been done before. Not by humans, not by the aliens watching them, not by any known civilization in the galaxy. "7th dimension interface successful," Dr. Thomas announced, his voice filled with controlled excitement. "All systems are stable. The ship is simultaneously existing in all 7 dimensions." Walker watched as their sensors displayed the impossible, their vessel occupying 7 different dimensional states at once. It was beautiful, terrifying, and absolutely revolutionary. "What the aliens don't understand," Walker said to his team, "is that their mockery of our primitive technology gave us the perfect cover. They think we're struggling with basic spaceflight, while we've mastered dimensional engineering that they haven't even theorized yet." He walked around the control room, looking at each member of his team. These were the true heroes of human advancement, scientists and engineers who had worked in complete secrecy, allowing their public counterparts to maintain the facade of struggling with basic rocketry. "Our observers think they're being clever, hiding between Jupiter and Saturn," Walker continued. "They have no idea we detected them centuries ago. Their presence actually helped us, gave us a reason to hide our true progress." A warning light flashed on one of the monitoring stations. "Sir, we're detecting a change in the alien vessel's position. They're moving closer to Earth." Walker's expression grew serious. "They're finally making their move. After all these years of watching us, They've decided to reveal themselves. He turned to his team. Begin final preparations. When they come to guide humanity toward the stars, thinking we're simple children playing with rockets, we'll be ready. The humanity's dawn pulsed with power in its cradle, a testament to humanity's true capabilities. Soon, the galaxy would learn that appearances could be deceiving, and that humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to surprise those who underestimated it. The United Nations General Assembly Hall was packed to capacity. Representatives from every nation sat in tense silence as the massive hologram appeared above the podium. High Commander Stone's alien form towered over them, his crystalline skin refracting light in strange patterns. People of Earth, his translated voice boomed through the chamber. We come to you as friends and guides. For centuries, we have watched your struggles to understand the universe. Today, we offer you our help. The assembled delegates murmured among themselves. This was the moment humanity had prepared for, though the aliens didn't know it. Behind carefully neutral expressions, the world leaders exchanged knowing glances. Your civilization has shown remarkable persistence, Stone continued, his tone carrying a hint of condescension. Despite your technological limitations, you continue to reach for the stars. We admire such determination, even if your methods are primitive. In the back of the chamber, Dr. Walker sat quietly, watching the aliens' performance. A small earpiece kept him connected to the Infinity facility deep beneath the Pacific. They're positioning their ships in orbit, whispered the voice in his ear. Standard intimidation pattern, just like we predicted. High Commander Stone's hologram gestured grandly. We offer you our protection, our guidance, and our wisdom. Under our leadership, humanity will finally join the galactic community, as a protected species, of course. The UN Secretary-General stood up, playing her role perfectly. And if we decline your generous offer? She asked, her voice steady. Stone's expression shifted slightly, his crystalline features hardening. I'm afraid you misunderstand. This is not an offer that can be declined. We have observed your military capabilities. You have no means to resist. As if on cue, the sky outside darkened as massive alien ships moved into position above every major city on Earth. Their message was clear: submit or face the consequences. I see, the Secretary-General replied calmly. In that case, I believe it's time to activate Protocol Omega. Stone's hologram flickered with what might have been amusement. Protocol Omega. Your primitive defense systems cannot harm our vessels. We exist in dimensions your weapons cannot even detect. Oh, we're quite aware of dimensional technology, the Secretary-General said with a slight smile. In fact, we've been expecting this visit for quite some time. She pressed a small button on her podium. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the Infinity facility hummed to life. Warning signals flashed across alien sensors as energy readings they thought impossible from Earth began to spike. Stone's hologram showed the first signs of confusion. What is this? Your energy readings. This is impossible. You don't have this technology. You can't. Actually, Dr. Walker said, standing up, we've had it for quite a while. We just didn't want to show it off until the right moment. The alien ship sensors began detecting dimensional disturbances throughout Earth's atmosphere. Hidden facilities around the globe, carefully shielded for centuries, started powering up. This is your final warning, Stone declared, though his voice had lost some of its confidence. Submit to our guidance, or we will be forced to demonstrate our superior technology. The Secretary-General's smile widened slightly. I believe, High Commander, that you're about to witness a demonstration of your own. Humanity accepts neither your guidance nor your threats. In the depths of the Pacific, the humanity's dawn rose from its cradle. Energy coursed through its seventh dimensional drive, as it prepared to show the galaxy why humanity had hidden its true power for so long. Impossible. Stone's hologram flickered violently. Your energy signatures. They're exceeding our dimensional barriers. How long have you been hiding this? Long enough to perfect it, Dr. Walker replied. You should have wondered why we never seemed to advance beyond chemical rockets. A species capable of reaching their moon wouldn't just stop progressing for 50 years. The alien ships above Earth began shifting position, moving from intimidation formation to defensive patterns. Their sensors were detecting technology they had believed was theoretical at best, impossible at worst. As the humanity's dawn broke through the ocean's surface, High Commander Stone's hologram showed an emotion no human had ever seen on an alien face before. Fear. The time for hiding was over. Humanity was ready to show the galaxy exactly what they had been developing during their centuries of primitive space exploration. The humanity's dawn burst from the Pacific Ocean in a display that defied conventional physics. Water didn't splash. It parted in 7 different dimensional planes simultaneously. The ship rose into the air, its surface shifting between states of matter in a way that made alien sensors malfunction. High Commander Stone's fleet hung in the atmosphere, their weapons trained on Earth's major cities. But now, for the first time in their civilization's history, they faced something they couldn't understand. "Look at them scramble," Dr. Walker said, watching the alien ships through the UN building's windows. "They're trying to scan us with fourth-dimensional sensors. They don't even realize we're operating beyond their detection range." The alien ship's communication channels erupted with chatter. "Unknown vessel detected. Dimensional readings off the scale. We're losing lock on its position. It's shifting through dimensional planes we can't access." The humanity's dawn climbed higher, its hull rippling like liquid metal. It moved with impossible grace, dancing through dimensions as if the laws of physics were mere suggestions. The vessel was twice the size of the largest alien ship, its design so advanced it appeared almost organic. High Commander Stone's hologram flickered frantically in the UN chamber. "What is this deception? You are a Level 2 civilization. Your technology is primitive. Your understanding is basic." "Is it?" the Secretary General replied calmly. "Or did we simply let you believe what you wanted to believe?" Above the Earth, the alien fleet attempted to encircle the human vessel. Their weapons powered up, dimensional cannons designed to tear through the fabric of space-time itself. "This is your final warning," Stone declared, though his voice wavered. "Return to your designated technological level or face annihilation." The humanity's dawn responded by activating its 7th dimensional drive. The sky itself seemed to bend around the ship. Reality twisted in ways that made the alien sensors shut down completely. "They're firing," someone shouted in the UN chamber. The alien fleet unleashed their most powerful weapons. Beams of energy capable of destroying entire planets shot toward the human vessel. But the humanity's dawn simply shifted through dimensions, causing the attacks to pass harmlessly through space it no longer occupied. "Impossible," Stone's hologram stammered. "You can't. Those dimensions aren't. You shouldn't be able to." Dr. Walker stepped forward. "You know what your biggest mistake was, assuming that because we didn't show our advancement, we weren't advancing at all. While you watched our rockets and laughed, we were studying you, learning, surpassing." The humanity's dawn demonstrated its power by phasing partly into the 7th dimension. To the alien fleet, it appeared to exist in multiple places simultaneously, breaking every law of physics they had ever known. Their mighty weapons, capable of destroying solar systems, couldn't even touch a ship that could step sideways through reality itself. "How long?" Stone demanded. "How long have you hidden this from us?" "Since the day your first scout ship entered our solar system," the Secretary General answered. "We detected you long before you thought we could. Every rocket launch, every primitive satellite, every failed space mission, it was all part of the show." In orbit, the alien fleet's formation began to break. Some ships attempted to retreat, only to find themselves unable to calculate proper dimensional jumps in the presence of the human vessel's technology. "Your civilization," Stone's hologram was barely holding together now. "You're not level 2 at all, are you?" Dr. Walker smiled. "We stopped using that classification system centuries ago. It was too primitive. The humanity's dawn hung in the sky, a testament to human ingenuity and patience. Its mere presence rewrote everything the galaxy thought they knew about Earth and its inhabitants. In the UN chamber, the world's leaders watched as humanity's greatest deception came to an end. The time of hiding was over. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth again. Stone's hologram gave one final flicker. We need to contact our high command. Of course, the Secretary General replied. But this time, we'll be dictating the terms of our relationship. Welcome to the real Earth, High Commander. We've been waiting a long time to show you who we really are. Captain Anna Pierce stood on the bridge of the humanity's dawn, her hands resting on the dimensional control interface. Around her, the bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, monitoring systems that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. High Commander Stone's fleet is attempting to regroup, her tactical officer reported. They're trying to establish a standard combat formation. Anna allowed herself a small smile. Let's show them why that won't work anymore. Begin the demonstration sequence. The humanity's dawn's seventh dimensional drive hummed to life. The ship's exterior shifted, its surface rippling like quicksilver as it prepared to demonstrate the full extent of human technological advancement. First demonstration phase, Anna commanded. Show them dimensions 5 through 7. The massive vessel split its existence across 3 higher dimensions. To the alien fleet's sensors, it appeared to be in multiple places at once, a feat their scientists had deemed impossible. Their targeting systems couldn't lock onto something that existed in dimensional states they couldn't even detect. They're firing again, the tactical officer announced, almost sounding bored. The alien fleet's weapons unleashed another barrage of energy beams. The attacks passed harmlessly through space where the humanity's dawn had been milliseconds before, or would be milliseconds later, or was currently occupying in a different dimensional plane. Send the technical data package, Anna ordered. Let them see exactly what they're dealing with. Streams of data flooded the alien ship's computers. Mathematical proofs, engineering specifications, and theoretical frameworks that went far beyond anything their civilization had achieved. The data showed them, in their own scientific language, just how far behind they truly were. Captain, her communications officer called out, we're receiving thousands of signals from their fleet. They're asking how this is possible. Anna walked to the front of the bridge, where a vast viewing window showed the Earth below and the scattered alien fleet above. Show them the phase shift maneuver. The humanity's dawn executed a series of movements that defied conventional physics. It moved through dimensions like a dolphin through water, each shift demonstrating mastery over another layer of reality. The ship could exist partially in one dimension, while its weapons systems occupied another. Its shields operated in a third, and its drive system powered through a fourth. Their flagship is charging its main dimensional cannon, Tactical reported. Perfect, Anna replied. Time for the final demonstration. Activate the dimensional mirror. As the alien flagship fired its most powerful weapon, the humanity's dawn created a seventh dimensional reflection field. The energy beam hit the field and split into 7 different dimensional streams, each harmlessly dispersing into a different plane of existence. Message from Dr. Walker at the UN. Communications announced. High Command Stone is, well, he's having difficulty maintaining his holographic projection. The energy readings from our ship are disrupting their entire communication network. Anna nodded. Send the final demonstration package. Show them our full capabilities. The bridge crew worked in perfect synchronization, activating systems that had been hidden from the galaxy for centuries. The humanity's dawn began to glow with energy that existed in all 7 dimensions at once, creating a display that would be visible across half the galaxy. Their sensors are completely overwhelmed, Tactical reported with a hint of pride. Most of their ships have had to shut down their dimensional detection systems entirely. They're blind. In the UN chamber below, High Commander Stone's hologram watched in disbelief as his mighty fleet was rendered helpless not by force, but by the sheer technological gap they hadn't known existed. Captain, Communications called out. We're receiving a priority message from their high command. They're requesting a cessation of our demonstration. The energy readings are apparently causing severe disruptions across their entire civilization's sensor networks. Anna smiled. The demonstration had achieved its purpose. Humanity had shown not just their technological superiority, but their complete mastery over dimensional physics that the aliens had thought beyond any civilization's reach. Power down to standard operations, she ordered. I think they've seen enough for one day. The humanity's dawn shifted back into normal spacetime, though its mere presence continued to disrupt alien sensors. The message was clear. Humanity had not only caught up to the galaxy's most advanced civilizations, they had surpassed them in ways that would change the cosmic balance of power forever. The alien command center orbiting Saturn was in complete chaos. Officers rushed between stations, their crystalline forms reflecting the emergency lights that flashed throughout the massive station. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy as the implications of humanity's revelation rippled through their civilization. Our entire understanding of dimensional physics, Admiral Ross muttered, staring at the data streams. It was all so basic. High Commander Stone's projection appeared in the command center, his form unstable and flickering. The energy released by the humanity's dawn had disrupted their communication systems so severely that maintaining a stable hologram was becoming increasingly difficult. The humans, Stone's voice crackled, they detected our first scout ships. Not just recently, centuries ago. Every observation, every report, every analysis we made. They knew we were watching. They planned for this. Dr. Walker's image appeared alongside Stone's, transmitted from the UN chamber on Earth. The human scientist's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the aliens' growing panic. Your civilization's greatest weakness, Walker explained, was your certainty. You were so convinced of your superiority that you never questioned why a species capable of reaching their moon would suddenly stop advancing. The command center's main screen displayed footage of the humanity's dawn. The vessel hung in Earth's orbit, its very existence challenging everything the aliens thought they knew about physics and dimensional engineering. How? Ross demanded. How did you advance so far without us detecting it? Walker smiled. We used your own technology against you. Your dimensional sensors couldn't detect our facilities because we operated in dimensional frequencies you hadn't even discovered yet. Every time you scanned Earth, you found exactly what we wanted you to find. Stone's hologram stabilized briefly. The primitive rockets, the basic satellites, all part of the show, Walker confirmed. While you watched our public space program struggle with chemical propulsion, our real advancement happened in facilities you couldn't detect. We learned to move between dimensions you didn't know existed. The alien officers watched as their sensor networks across the galaxy continued to fail. The demonstration of the humanity's dawn had revealed fundamental flaws in their understanding of dimensional physics. Their most advanced theories were being proven wrong in real time. Your civilization's reports, Ross said slowly, they'll take decades to update. Our entire scientific foundation needs to be reconsidered. We're willing to help with that, Walker offered. But this time, as equals, not as your protected species. In the background, more emergency signals flashed across alien screens. The power demonstrated by the human vessel had attracted attention from other galactic civilizations. Ships from dozens of species were already changing course, heading toward Earth, not to conquer, but to establish diplomatic relations with a civilization that had just rewritten the rules of physics. Our military advantage. Stone's hologram flickered again. Everything we believed about our technological superiority was based on an incomplete understanding of dimensional physics, Walker finished. Your civilization mastered 4 dimensions, theorized about the 5th, and never even conceived of the 6th and 7th. We mastered all 7 while you watched us play with rockets. Admiral Ross sank into his command chair, his crystalline form dimming with the realization of how thoroughly they had been outmaneuvered. Centuries of smug superiority dissolved in the face of humanity's actual capabilities. "Your people," Ross said quietly. "They maintained this deception for generations. The discipline required, the unified purpose." Walker nodded. "Humanity can be quite focused when we need to be. We knew first contact would come eventually. We just wanted it to happen on our terms." The command center fell silent as the implications truly sank in. Their civilization, long considered one of the most advanced in the galaxy, had been completely outmaneuvered by a species they thought primitive. "What happens now?" Stone asked, his hologram barely holding together. "Now," Walker replied, "we begin again. As equals, your civilization has much to teach us about the first 4 dimensions, and we have much to share about the other 3. The galaxy is about to become a very different place." The aliens watched as more human ships emerged from hidden facilities around Earth, each one demonstrating mastery over dimensions they hadn't known existed. The age of human deception was over, and with it, the old balance of power in the galaxy had crumbled forever. 1 month after humanity's revelation, the Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Assembly buzzed with activity. Representatives from 300 civilizations gathered to witness something unprecedented: Earth's formal introduction to galactic society. Admiral Ross stood at the speaker's podium, delivering his final report on Earth to a very different audience than he'd expected to address. "For centuries, we watched humanity," he began, his voice carrying across the vast chamber. "We observed their rocket launches, their satellite deployments, their struggles with basic spaceflight. We thought we were watching a primitive species taking its first steps into the cosmos. We could not have been more wrong." The assembled delegates murmured as holographic displays showed the humanity's dawn, and its sister ships performing maneuvers that most of them had believed impossible. "Today, I am here to correct the record," Ross continued. "Earth is not a level 2 civilization struggling with chemical propulsion. They are, perhaps, the most advanced civilization we have ever encountered." Dr. Walker sat in Earth's newly assigned seat, watching as the galactic power structure realigned itself before his eyes. Beside him, Captain Pierce studied the reactions of the various alien species. Some showed fear, others excitement, and many displayed simple awe. "The launch of humanity's second 7-dimensional vessel is scheduled for today," Ross announced. "They have graciously allowed us to observe, truly observe, this time, as they demonstrate their mastery of dimensional engineering." On the massive screens surrounding the chamber, the Infinity facility's massive doors opened. The new vessel, named Unity's Dawn, rose from Earth's oceans. Unlike its predecessor, this ship made no attempt to hide its capabilities. It shifted through dimensions openly, its very existence challenging everything the galaxy thought it knew about physics. Humanity's deception, Ross concluded, was not born of malice, but of wisdom. They knew they would be judged too quickly, conquered too easily, if they revealed their true nature too soon. So they waited, they planned, and they advanced far beyond our understanding. The chamber erupted in a cascade of light as hundreds of civilizations transmitted their requests for diplomatic relations with Earth. The old power structures, based on mastery of 4-dimensional space, were crumbling. "We offer knowledge," Dr. Walker announced, standing to address the assembly. "We offer partnership. The dimensions we've mastered aren't meant to be hoarded, but shared. Earth stands ready to teach, to learn, and to grow alongside all of you." Captain Pierce activated a small device on her uniform. Above the chamber, reality itself seemed to bend as the Unity's Dawn demonstrated its capabilities. The ship moved through dimensional planes that most of the assembled species hadn't known existed, each movement a reminder of how much they all had yet to learn. "The age of isolation is over," Walker continued. "No more hiding, no more deception. Humanity steps into the galactic community, not as a primitive species to be guided, but as teachers of knowledge long thought impossible." Admiral Ross watched as his final report was transmitted across the galaxy. the document that would forever change how the cosmos viewed Earth and its inhabitants. In conclusion, humanity's achievement is not just technological. Their greatest accomplishment was maintaining the discipline to hide their true nature for centuries, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. They turned our own arrogance into their shield, our certainty into their cover, and our dismissal of their capabilities into their greatest advantage. The Unity's dawn completed its demonstration, coming to rest in orbit alongside its sister ship. The two vessels, visible from every inhabited world with sufficient technology to look up, served as a constant reminder that the galaxy's understanding of what was possible had changed forever. "Welcome," the assembly leader announced, "to the true age of dimensional exploration. With humanity's guidance, we enter an era of discovery that none of us thought possible." As the chamber erupted in celebration, Dr. Walker smiled quietly. Centuries of hiding, of playing the primitive species, had led to this moment. Humanity had changed the galaxy not through force or conquest, but through patience, intelligence, and the careful revelation of their true power. The laughter that had once echoed through alien ships as they watched Earth's primitive space program had been replaced by wonder, respect, and most importantly, the recognition that humanity had never been what they seemed. A new order had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.